Let's get into day number 6. Today we're going to talk all about how to create abundance part 2, which is receiving. And receiving is so important. Now, if you're anything like me, you are a giver and you love giving people value. You love helping people uplift their lives. You want to be a giver and you want to give everybody your knowledge, your value, and help other people. Now, while that is a great and commendable thing, a lot of times in the service-based industries, they don't succeed. A lot of those businesses fail because we're all about giving, but we don't know how to receive. Now, if this is resonating with you, let me know, because I was in that situation. I love what I did. I am a transformational coach. I am a speaker. I do workshops, and I just started doing all this pro bono work. I would work with people and give them discounts all the time, and because I just wanted to help them. And it was a wonderful thing to do, but then, you know what happened? 3 things happened to me because I didn't know how to receive. Number 1 was I was exhausted. I would help all of these people and I would feel like I was doing such a great job and my schedule was booked, but I started realizing that I was exhausted all the time because I wasn't getting fulfilled. You see, in everything, in this Periscope right now, in sharing this information with you, I'm giving you guys my energy. I'm giving you guys my knowledge, my value. And if I'm not receiving in return, it exhausts us. It's just like, you know, the car example I gave before. As you drive around in your car, you've got to refuel it. So I didn't realize that as I kept on giving and giving and giving, and I wasn't receiving, I was burning myself out. I was getting exhausted and overwhelmed because I didn't know how to receive. And so in giving and receiving, it's got to be more like this kind of balance. But what I was doing was I was giving so much and I wasn't receiving anything. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Once we expend so much energy and we're not getting anything back, you get tired, you get exhausted. And if you don't deal with it, what you love to do in your work, in your business, turns into a nightmare. You don't want to do it anymore. It doesn't feel right to you. You question yourself on, is this what I should be doing? And so this is so important, guys. We've got to make sure that we are ready to receive. The next thing that I realized was I started looking at my bank account and I started realizing that, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not making the money that I need to make in this business. And it started giving me anxiety. It started giving me overwhelm and I was just freaked out and I was in the wrong energy vibration because I was giving so much, but because I was underselling, I was giving people discounts and doing so much for free, I wasn't replenishing myself and I wasn't paying myself what I needed to make. So by giving so much, number 1, I was exhausted because I wasn't getting any energy back in money, and money is just an exchange of energy. Number 2, I realized that my bank account wasn't what it was supposed to be. So what I ended up doing was hustling and then getting spammy with people because I started realizing I need to make money. So I wasn't my authentic self because I didn't know how to receive. And then the last thing, guys, was my clients. You know, this is such a powerful lesson, and I just spoke to 2 clients over the last few days about this. When we give our services away for free and we give our value away for free, people don't realize it. People don't value it. And if you see, there's so many opt-ins right now. So for me, I was an opt-in junkie. I loved opting into different things, but because it was free, I didn't give it value. And so when you do things for free, there's so many times where people won't show up for the client call. People won't do their work because they don't value it. So we're actually doing people a disservice by not having them stand in their value and invest in themselves. And when they invest in themselves and stretch themselves into that investment, you're helping them. Because now they're gonna roll up their sleeves because they've got skin in the game, because they put their money where their mouth is, and now they're going to put in the hard work and maximize and get everything out of that experience. So that is how they can step up in a really powerful way, and that's how you can hold their value for them. It is so powerful. So when people say, I can't afford you, I can't afford you, I would say, okay, let's see how we can make it work. Now, I'm still flexible with my clients, but I still hold them to that cost of the program because, first of all, I know I deserve it. I know they're getting a great deal because of the amount of value that I give them. They're blown away. And in every single session with all of my clients, they're getting breakthroughs every single time, which is trickling to all parts of their life. Number two, my bank account is happy and it's making me feel good. And now I love what I do again because I'm getting paid what I'm worth. It's not getting paid by the hour. It's getting paid by my 37 years of experience on what I've done. All of my corporate America experience, all my experience in interior design and my business in personal style and interior design, all of my entrepreneur adventures, all the challenges I had in my life about change management and leaving a marriage, leaving corporate America. So people aren't paying for my hour value, they're paying for my life value that I'm able to offer them in a content-packed, powerful way in each session. And then number three, they stand in that value. And then they can ask their clients to pay them that value because they understand the meaning of it. So we need to make sure that we are charging a price that feels right for us. We need to make sure that we are letting people stand in their value and having them step up into that, because then when they build their business, they can stand in their value for their clients. So that is just so important. Those were my reflections during this process. And as I started fixing those and I started realizing how valuable I was, I raised my prices. I started getting more clients and they are getting more transformations because they're putting in the work. It's an amazing thing, guys. And the proof is in the pudding that we need to make sure that we receive. We've got to receive and give. It's all part of the process. What goes up must come down. So there's got to be a balance there. So that was my experience. And now I'm going to jump into the homework and let you guys know the 3 steps that you're going to do today to start receiving more in your life and whatever it is. I use an example for finances because that was where I was lacking, but you can use this in relationships, you can use this in your career, you can use it in your health, you can use it in any way where you need more abundance in. So you guys ready for the homework? It's gonna be good, guys. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1, the first thing that I want you guys to do is really prove it. Now, our brain works in a very great way. It's pretty easy. We want to see the proof in things. Once we have validation that something works, it's much easier for us to change and adopt those habits. And that happens for me all the time. Once I prove something to myself, it's very easy for me to do it the next time. So in proving it, I want you to take a minute and really assess all areas of your life. Your lifestyle, your health, your relationships, your finances, your career, and figure out the place where you have the most abundance in right now. Now, it may not be where you want it to be, but we want to start off with a place where you feel the most confident about, where you're the most happiest, and you feel like you are abundant in that area. So once you have that area of life that you have the most abundance in right now, I want you to close your eyes and really get into that and have gratitude and appreciation for the abundance at that time. And once you have that gratitude for it, I want you to start eliciting your emotions on how does it make you feel when you're thinking about, whether it's relationships. When I think about the relationship I have with my husband, I get butterflies in my stomach. I get goosebumps. I get really excited and I start smiling a lot. I get into those emotions. And then once you get into those emotions, then you can say, I am grateful that I am abundant in this area of my life. And I know and I believe that I will have abundance in all areas of my life, especially fill in the blank. Whether for me, it was finances. So I am grateful and appreciative of all the abundance I have in my relationship. And I welcome abundance in all areas of my life, especially with my finances. And what happens then is, number 1, you're grateful. And gratitude does so much. So you're grateful for that relationship or whatever that is, which is going to heighten and bring even more abundance in that area. And then number two, you're eliciting those high vibe feelings from that gratitude you have in one area of your life that you're translating to the other area of your life, and you're already stating that you're grateful for it, and you're asking and expecting more abundance. So that's number one. Number two is appreciate it. Start appreciating the small things. So we'll stick with the finance example. So if it's about finances and you want more finances in your life, appreciate every single time your client pays for a session or buys a product or you get your paycheck. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, this isn't enough, be grateful for what you have now. Even if it's a penny on the street, I pick it up and I say, I am a money magnet. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. And once we start appreciating the small things, it starts creating those patterns to be appreciative of the big things and allow abundance into our life. And then number three is stop pushing. This may sound a little counterintuitive, but stick with me here, guys. It is all about not hustling too much. Now, if you're anything like me, I am a giver, I'm ambitious, and I want to do it all. So before, I was like a shotgun. I would do like 30 things at once and see what would hit and then follow down that path. So I was always working, getting things done, but I wasn't getting traction anywhere. So what we really need to do is take a step back and create a plan of action. Create a strategy that embraces what is your purpose. It embraces your values. It embraces your guiding principles. And it embraces your vision on where you want to go. And once you have those in line, you can create an action plan that is what I call inspired action. And then once you start taking those steps, you'll start seeing that your results are effortless. As you put things out there, you receive. So for me, 2 months ago, I said, I want to be a public speaker and I want to book 3 speaking events. Literally within a week, I had 3 speaking events booked. And I just completed my last one on Wednesday, and people got massive transformations from it. So it's one of those things that when you take inspired action by building an action plan that is aligned to where you want to go, it's aligned to your values, it's aligned to your purpose in your life on why you're here, that's when it gets really powerful. And when you take inspired action, you know when to stop. You know when to take a step back and say, okay, I've done everything that I could right now. Now I'm going to allow the universe to come in and support me and provide the abundance and let me know what the next steps are. And that was life-changing and game-changing for me in my business. So those are 3 homework assignments. It's going to be amazing and magical. And all I have to say is, if you're watching this, amazing, but do the work. Because nothing happens by just sitting there and watching. So if you're serious about it, take action, take steps, do the homework assignments, and go ahead and post in the Facebook group your reflections. Because once you see it in writing and you see your comments, it adds in another sensory, which ingrains it even more. And I'm also there in the Facebook group on a daily basis coaching you, and I respond and I coach every single person that leaves a comment on there. So it's truly a win-win. So guys, that is day 6. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you, and tomorrow we're going to wrap up and I'm going to save the best for last on the topic. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm your coach, Andrani Phillips, and here's to you and your effortless life. I'm sending you love, light, and oodles of positive vibes. And all I ask you to do is to share it with the rest of the world. There you go. And I love to say that the world can never get enough of love and compassion. So instead of judging others, let's do the opposite and let's give them love and compassion, and we'll receive more love and compassion as we give. So guys, thank you so much. I can't wait to see your comments in the Facebook group. And until next time, guys, it takes effort to be effortless, but I'll show you how.